Good morning, YouTube. I wanted to talk about this product today. It's called Wilt-Pruf. It's got some oils and resins, like tree resins, in it, and what it's meant to be used for is reducing the plant's water loss through the leaves. So how it works is you spray it on, and a little tiny barrier forms between the leaf and the outside world. And with this product, you have to have UV light to set it up properly for that film to set. So natural light will do it, or if you're under lights, you can use a reptile bulb. That's what I do. But what I wanted to talk about was the possible pest control, permanent pest control for for sucking insects like mites, scale, maybe mealybugs, probably aphids, and I don't know, but the little kinds of things that probably maybe thrips that can pass on viruses. Now, I had some false spider mites, aka flat mites, on some Phalaenopsis in the summer. And I took this product and I just sprayed out a little bit into a cup and dipped a paintbrush in there, and then painted every green surface of my plants with this. And then I set them under a little UV light until they dried. I don't think this is going to show up. There we go. I don't know if you can read that, but I'll just keep talking about it. Okay, so prior to doing that, I did wash the plant leaves off. I wiped them off with rubbing alcohol to try to get off as many of the adults and eggs as I possibly could. But then I used this, and I used this one time exactly. And 9 months later, here we are in January, and every time I've been looking at that plant under my microscope, I cannot find any signs of mites. The new growth is totally clear. There's no divoting and any damage from mites there. So I treated several Phalaenopsis with this. A Sobenicophia, which is an Ingracum relative, and Ingracum, little Ingracum, florulentum, that one, and a thin-leafed orchid, a Cochleanthes, and a Dendrobium, a mini Dendrobium Phalaenopsis. I had was in spike, and that had mites on it, and I sprayed it with this. I drenched the plant. I held it upside down and sprayed the crap out of it, and I even sprayed one of the inflorescences, and those flowers opened just fine. This didn't do anything to it, because I was like, well, if there's going to be any phytotoxic reactions, it would probably show up in the flowers, because those are most easily damaged by stuff, chemicals, oils, alcohols, everything. So they opened okay. I will say that some of the leaves did fall off of that, although it could have just been because I totally ignored the plant after that. Sometimes I go through cycles where I don't water stuff very often, and so I'll get some leaf drop. And that also happened on a Brassica hybrid, something Shallot bread spider. But the plant's doing fine. The new growth is fine. The new growth is all growing out, because I was afraid that had mites on it too. The Cochleanthes had scale, so I used it on that, and the Sobenicophia had scale. And I haven't seen scale on either of those two plants. I just got a bunch of Cattleyas from an heirloom. A bunch of heirloom Cattleyas from an estate sale. I think I've done that twice. And a lot of them had scale, and they had scale down between the eye and the pseudobulb. And that stuff's you can't get a cotton ball with alcohol in between there. So I kind of carefully scraped out as much scale, and then I just took a paintbrush and I painted the rhizomes and between the eyes and pseudobulb, and down on the rhizome where where little bugs like to, where the scale like to hang out, and apparently like systemic insecticides don't penetrate that tissue very well for some reason. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to treat that and the base of the plants, and I haven't seen any scale popping up in those areas again. And I keep checking those plants often because I know one of them, a couple of them had scale that was bad enough that it was just like completely white on the bottom of the leaf. So really, really, really bad scale infestation on some of those plants. And normally I'd say don't buy a scale infested plant, but these were special old hybrids, so they're worth saving. They're worth the effort to clean up and save. So yeah, so this, and like, I don't know, since I haven't really used this on tons of plants, maybe like 10 or 15 plants, and it hasn't been a year, I'm hesitant to put this video out there, but because I don't know if it's totally 100% guaranteed gonna work. But yeah, since from what I've seen so far, you only have to treat your plant once. It is kind of time consuming and labor intensive. You cannot get this on the roots. It will prevent water from getting to the roots, so you can't get this on the roots. You have to be careful about that. And you know, for root pests, it's not going to do anything. But for foliage pests, yeah, it's so far tentatively hoping that this can be a really good solution. Now, all the professional growers that I've talked to are like, yeah, but Anna, that's going to stop the plant from breathing, essentially. It's going to clog up the stomata and prevent the plant from breathing. And while that is kind of true, it doesn't stop it entirely. And I haven't seen yet any negative effects to new growth coming out, because it does slow down the water evaporation rate from the leaves, or the transpiration rate, the respiration and transpiration. As your leaves breathe, it does slow down the water loss a little bit, but I haven't noticed like a huge difference with this. Also, you could use this on your plants that are like rootless and you're trying to save them. I've used this for that too. So it's the next best thing to swag and bag, I guess. Anyway, I have a lot of this. This is maybe, what does it say? 1 quart. There we go. And I've used this on tons of plants, and I probably only have used like this much, maybe. Let's see if I can feel it. I don't know. There is a ton in here, so I thought, you know what? If any of you guys have mites or scale or little kind of crappy bugs that you would like to try this out with, let me know, and I will send you a little container of it, like a little squeeze bottle or something. So you can try it out too, and then report back in 6 or 12 months and let me know how your plants are doing. So, but yeah, I mean, like, battling mites is a nasty business, and this, okay, let me see what's ingredients in here. Let's see. It's not really chemical. It's not like a kind of toxic chemical that you have to be worried about. It's let's see. Oh, here we go. Ingredients. Pinolene, well, that's not focusing, but it's pinolene 5% and inert 95%. That means 95% of this is water. Pinolene is a product from pine trees. It's like a resin slash oil, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to. Astrid would probably know because she's all chemistry smart. But pinolene is like it comes from pine trees. And there we go. And there's no warning on here. There's no danger. It doesn't say don't get it on your skin. I mean, you probably shouldn't, because, like, even turpentine comes from trees, and that's kind of nasty, but, you don't want to get that on your skin. But this has a really low odor. It's just a really soft, gentle odor of, like, sort of pine needle leaves, pine sap, and, it's not something I would worry about, you know, safety-wise. So even if you're paranoid about using chemicals, I think this is probably fine to use. If you're worried about it, just look up pinolene and see what, if any, dangers there are with that chemical. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope you guys want to try this out. I don't know, this bottle I think was like $22, so it's kind of expensive, but when I think about how many plants this is going to treat, it's a drop in the bucket, really. And it's less than the cost of a flowering sized cattleya, so if I can use this to protect all my plants, not even, and save all the money that, oh yeah, sorry, so I was going to say save all the money that I would on other chemicals, other miticides, insecticides, all of that stuff. One thing I do want to say, disclaimer, this probably would stop any fungicides that you apply to leaves from soaking in. So like if you've got some black rot problem, you're going to need to drench the plant with your fungicide rather than spraying it on the leaves, which you should do anyway. But this would probably stop any foliar applied fungicides from getting into the plant tissues. So if you have a rootless plant and you happen to have rot problems, you might be out of luck if you put this on there. That being said, you know, I don't know, I wouldn't be putting this on rootless plants anyway unless I was willing to lose them, and I would be keeping them in an environment where they're not going to get black rot. So, I guess, or you could soak it in fungicide beforehand, before using this, as a sort of prophylactic. So, yeah, okay, that is all I wanted to say about this. I hope you guys try it. I hope you guys report back, let me know, or make your own videos about your experiences with it. Like I said, I didn't want to make a video about this, like, as soon as I did it, I'm all, oh, this might work permanently, but I don't like putting stuff out there that I'm not sure is going to work or not, because then it's just, there's all this crap on the internet and whatever. So, wanted to actually test this out and have some time behind it before I went posting videos about it. But I have brought it up to a few growers now, so I thought I should make a video finally. And, oh, by the way, there are other anti-transpirant products that are applied to the leaves. They would probably do the same thing. Some of them are waxes, some of them are polymers. But if, I don't know, I guess the little bugs can't get their teeth through it. So, this is just the one that I happened to buy, and so that's what I used. I don't have experiences with the other ones, so I can't speak for them. But theoretically, they do the same thing, and would probably also stop the pests. So, if you guys want to try this, let me know. And I'll send you some if you want to test it out on a few plants. Okay, thank you for